Welcome to FRCmedia News for Thursday, November 29th, 2018. I'm Keith Tebow. The last Mass was held this past Sunday at St. Anne's Church. We speak with Bishop Edgar Acuna. We also have a preview of an upcoming talk on the American experience during the Vietnam War. And we look at this year's holiday tree for the city of Fall River being cut down on Eastern Avenue. But first, let's check in with the news headlines of the week. We bring in the news editor at the Herald News on the phone with us this week, Will Richmond. Will, welcome. How are you?
Thanks, Keith. Good to be with you again.
Same here. Let's start with some good news on the crime front within the city of Fall River. The FBI this week came out with its crime reporting stats for 2017, and there was some good news in the city of Fall River in terms of the incidents of violent crime here.
Yes, certainly. From the numbers reported to the FBI, violent crime has had a pretty significant drop over the last couple of years. There were 1,089 instances of violent crime reported in 2011, and that dropped to 880 in 2017. They consider violent crime to be things like murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. So certainly some good news here that these types of crimes are happening less often in Fall River.
Any indication on why that could be so? I know more people may be employed than they were, especially 10 years ago when the recession hit. Any other explanation of why this could be the case?
Well, certainly the police department has added to its ranks over the last couple of years, and hopefully this may also be a sign that things are improving in the city's fight against the opioid problem. Certainly a lot of crimes, especially things like robbery and in some cases assaults, have been tied to the opioid problem. So this could be a sign that things are improving there as well as the crime rate drops.
All right, we'll continue to follow these statistics as they evolve. Next up this week, Will, a sobering story, unfortunately. We heard earlier this week of a roadside bomb in Afghanistan killing 3 American troops. And unfortunately, one of those troops has some local ties, a graduate of BMC Durfee High School passing away, Army Sergeant First Class Eric Iman, 39 years old. Do we have any other details of what happened to him?
Well, not quite sure on further details related to him. We do know he is a sort of a native son of Fall River. We did learn today, however, that he did not graduate from Durfee, but was a student there up until his leaving after his sophomore year when he moved out of the city. But he did attend Fall River Elementary Schools and Henry Lord Middle School during his time here as well, and was a member of the Durfee wrestling team while he was enrolled in school here.
Very highly decorated officer, and also a founder of the Mass Fallen Heroes here in Massachusetts. So our condolences go out, of course, to any of his extended family here in Fall River of Sergeant First Class Eric Iman. Finally this week, Will, what I want to bring up is some school issues. Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School, the City Council this week voted to appoint a member of the school committee there, a new member of the school committee. Talk about that appointment and how it could play into potentially the future of some of the leading staff at Diamond.
Yeah, so the Fall River positions on the Diamond School Committee are done through the appointment of the mayor. And at the City Council this week, the council approved the appointment of Reverend Jay Mello, who leads St. Michael's Church up in the North End. So certainly he's the newest member, and he is joining at a time when the Diamond Committee is debating the future of current Superintendent Director Thomas Aubin. His contract expires at the end of the current school year, and they are in the process now of deciding whether or not to begin negotiations for a new contract or start looking in a new direction. So, Father Mello certainly joins at a time of with some big decisions ahead for the committee.
And it's important to note that the Diamond School Committee is made up of members from surrounding communities, Fall River, Westport, Somerset, and Swansea. Fall River, I believe, has 3 members of the school committee. They include former state senator Joan Menard is on that board, And there's another member as well that Fall River, again, has 3 seats on that board, and I believe the other communities have 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, each of the communities have 1 seat, and as opposed to Fall River, which are appointed, the towns elect their officials to represent them on the Diamond Committee.
Any idea as to whether the new member of the board, Father Mello, will have any opinion in terms of the future of the staff there at Diamond?
At this point, it seems he's kind of just getting on board with what the committee is doing. The committee will be meeting next week, I believe, or fairly soon, early in December, again to discuss the contract of the superintendent. Contracts for the principal there and the business director are also up, so those are also for discussion and determination by the committee at their next meeting.
All right, talking about jumping into the fire in terms of what's happening at Diamond, so we wish Father Mello well in his new position. All right, Will, what's coming up over the next few days? Well,
we are certainly getting into the holiday spirit here in Fall River, so I'm sure much like you guys will have full coverage of Saturday's big holiday parade, the balloons, the floats, the participants, and those who are watching. So it's a great kickoff to the holiday season here in Fall River.
Definitely a lot happening in Fall River, and we'll be following it, as will the Herald News. All right, Will, have a great weekend. We'll talk again next week.
All right, you too, Keith.
We'll have more FRC Media News after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Martial Arts Instructor, Ultimate Defense, located at 101 President Avenue, is in need of a part-time, experienced martial arts instructor to teach children 4 and up various karate styles. Job number 11445130. After School Site Director. The Fall River YMCA, located at 199 North Main Street, is looking for a full-time after-school site director to manage daily activities which include homework help, gym activities, and serving snacks. Job number 11446348. Medical Assistant Receptionist. Fall River Nephrology, located at 1030 President Avenue, is seeking a full-time medical assistant receptionist to take triage phone calls, follow up with doctor's orders for patients, and light clerical duties. Job number 11431084. Bristol Community College, located at 777 Elsbree Street, is looking to fulfill the following full and part-time positions. Learning Specialist, job number 11446202. Executive Assistant, job number 11445459. South Coast Health Urgent Care, located at 450 William S. Canning Boulevard, is looking to fulfill the following full-time positions. Patient Access Representative, job number 11432386. Registered Nurse, job number 11441329. For more information on these or other positions, visit masshiredjobquest.detma.org or call the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000. Christmas is coming, and FRC Media has a weekly rundown of events taking place in the city. Here are some of the events you can enjoy in Fall River the first week of December. On Saturday, December 1st, the 34th Annual Children's Christmas Parade steps off from Kennedy Park at 1 p.m., rain or shine. It's one of the largest parades of its type in New England and will include festive decorated floats, giant balloons, marching groups, high school bands from throughout the region, bagpipe bands, characters in costume, and of course, Santa and Mrs. Claus. Enjoy holiday fun and free food with the whole family on Sunday, December 2nd at Greater Fall River Recreation's annual holiday celebration. Activities will include pictures with Santa, face painting, and more. This event will take place from 12 to 3 p.m. at 45 Rock Street. Admission is free. Also on December 2nd, the Newport Navy Choristers perform their 41st annual Christmas in Song concert at First Baptist Church, starting at 4 o'clock p.m. The music will range from traditional holiday songs to classical works and is sure to put you in the Christmas spirit. A donation of $5 to help local community feeding ministries is requested. The church is located at 228 North Main Street. On Monday, December 3rd, the 8th annual North Pole Live will be broadcast live from 5 to 6 p.m. in Fall River Community Media's television studio. The program features Santa and Mrs. Claus, seasonal entertainment from the Children's Museum of Greater Fall River and the Fall River Public Library, and refreshments. Admission is free. You're invited to attend in person or to call in and talk to Santa at 508-730-3222. The location is room H101 in the Jackson Arts Center at Bristol Community College's Fall River campus at 777 Ellsbury Street.
The last Mass held at St. Anne's Church took place this past Sunday. The parish shrine was packed with teary-eyed churchgoers upset about the decision to close the 112-year-old historic structure. Bishop Edgar Acuna made the decision to close the church earlier this fall, citing a lack of funds collected for extensive repairs necessary to safely secure the building. During his homily and after Mass, the bishop emphasized that those who have faith in God will always find a home in the church, regardless of its physical location.
In the midst of a sense of loss, the best thing you can experience is support from each other. And I think that's what happened here today. I heard from people who are saying, we're going to move on, our faith continues, our love for the church continues, and that kind of hope and commitment is very encouraging. There is nothing I can say that is going to remove those anxieties, but just by being there with them, just by being myself, letting them know that I share their pain, that's all I can do, and that's what I wanted to do. It's going to take a while, it's going to take work, it's going to take, they need time to heal the wounds, and but we have the other priests here, and we have the diocese working with them and the other priests. So my hope is that all the people who are connected with St. Anne's will find connection with another church and continue celebrating their faith.
Robert Gauvin, a member of the church's Preservation Society, convened to look for alternative ways to keep St. Anne's open, reflected upon the final Mass and what lies ahead.
It was very sad. I thought it was very respectful. I thought Bishop Acuna's words were, very heartwarming. But we're, it's more than a building to us, and what we're trying to do, this was the site of many, many miracles, and we want to maintain it as a sacred site, a place for pilgrimage, and we are going to raise the money. We're going to do it a little bit at a time. We anticipate we're creating St. Anne's Preservation Society, and we anticipate we're going to have about 1,500 members. And also we're going to be looking for corporate members. So we will raise the money. Hopefully the bishop allows us to do that, and we'll do the best that we can and try to save this building and use it for private prayer. That's really what it comes down to. Canon law allows you to maintain a place of private prayer, and that's what we're hoping.
Bristol Community College will host a discussion next week exploring the impacts of the Vietnam War on America. Former Bristol president and Vietnam veteran Dr. John Sprague tells us the event is dedicated in memory of a local community icon.
Monday, December 3rd, 9 o'clock in H210, and we've got a wonderful guest, Professor Mark Lawrence, who is really world known about the work that he's done, particularly in the Vietnam War. He's at the University of Texas. He happens to be the son of Reverend Lawrence, the late Reverend Robert Lawrence, and we're dedicating this event to Reverend Lawrence, who was really instrumental in getting it started. Different things came up where we couldn't get it done for last year. So he's been a driving force. He was a driving force in it, and now we wish him, we're going to honor his memory his son came up specifically for this event.
And his son also wrote a book.
His son wrote a book. It's a couple of books, but this one is a wonderful book on the war, on Vietnam War. There are a lot of books on the war. This is not a large book, and it's very crammed with facts and interpretations, and Mark has done a terrific job with it.
Aside from the obvious, why should people especially attend this event?
Well, you just have to read the current headlines about wars everywhere, and what does war do to a society. The Vietnam War set off reverberations in American society back in the 50s, and still, as you know, unsettling our society. We can look at some of the great influences that this war has had. I say great, profound influences.
The 42nd annual BMC Durfee Craft Fair will be held this weekend, with part of the proceeds going towards scholarship funds for local Fall River students. Co-founder Jim Rogers says among the items available for sale will be a calendar with historic city images.
Calendar focuses on Fall River historical places and people, and it's a nice place, nice calendar to give to a friend or a relative, especially from out of town. We try to keep the historical value of Fall River. This is the 40th year that I put out the calendar, and we have some great pictures, and it's only $5, and it's a great thing to have as a souvenir for the fair or to send to a friend or relative out of town. The money that's generated from the fair, over $25,000, will be given in scholarships to Fall River students next June. All students who live or go to school in Fall River are eligible for the scholarships. Last year, we gave out 35 $1,000 scholarships, and we hope that we can do the same thing this year.
With the holiday season upon us, and in an effort to help fight obesity in Fall River, Mass in Motion coordinator Julianne Kelly is urging residents of all ages to stay healthy by eating intuitively.
Which means, that you eat what you want, but then you understand when you're full, when you don't need to eat anymore. And that way, if we were to teach our kids to eat that way, we'd all be much healthier, and we'd also be happier. Because what we've learned is that diets, all the hundreds of thousands of diets and the thousands of dollars that they raise for themselves, the companies, that they do not work. 95%, the research shows that 95% of dieting, of food restrictions, do not work. Mass in Motion is working with other organizations such as Health First and Head Start and other pediatric groups to address what we see as a common problem, that parents, particularly mothers, are concerned about their child's weight and feel stigmatized or feel shamed when a doctor or a provider, teacher talks to them about their child's weight. And we're trying to re-look at that and say, okay, let's eat healthy. That's what Mass in Motion is all about. Trying to find resources so that people can eat healthy food and be active. And if we could just get that message across, that those two things, eating a healthy diet and being physically active, is going to create health, it's going to maintain health for people of all ages, for people of all sizes.
We'll have more FRC Media News after this.
Today on Hot Dogs and Cool Cats, we have Moxie. On paper, she's a Fila Brasileiro, which is pretty much a Brazilian Mastiff. She looks like a little bear with her little nubby tail and circular ears. She is 70 pounds of pure love and affection. She definitely has the opposite of a Napoleon complex. She thinks she's a lot smaller than she is. She works very well on leash. She is 7 years old. Super sweet. She's good with other dogs. She can be good with kids, but we would prefer older kids just for her sake. She loves to be pet. She loves all the attention. Yeah. Her favorite toy by far is the squeaky toy, probably because she's had puppies in the past. Whenever she hears the squeaky toy go off, she starts to whine. So I think it reminds her of her babies. So if you'd like to meet Moxie, this super sweet girl, come on down to Forever Paws. We are open every day, 11 to 4, besides for Wednesdays. We're located at 300 Linwood Street. Come pay us a visit.
Hi, welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. Today we have Bonita. Bonita here, she's a domestic long hair. She's just over 2 years old, 2 years and 1 month to be, 2 months to be exact. She's a very sweet cat. You know, a lot of kitty cat mothers, depending on their disposition, they can either get sweeter or meaner. She definitely took the sweeter route. So if you'd like to see Bonita, you can come on down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Massachusetts at Forever Paws Animal Shelter.
This year's Fall River holiday tree, which will be lit this Monday by Mayor Jazo Correa, was donated by an Eastern Avenue resident. The city's Department of Community Maintenance was charged with cutting down the massive fir tree planted on the donor's front lawn. DCM Director John Perry said the work was not actually as complicated as it looked.
I mean, we've kind of perfected it over the years. This is our 10th year now getting the Christmas tree from a resident, so it's always a little nerve-wracking at first, but once the tree's cut and in the air, it gets a little easier. I mean, thanks to the operations of the crane company, NC Hudson, and Dennis, the operator, did an amazing job, and we have a great crew that we try to keep together every year, so we know what we're doing. This is old hat now.
And the biggest obstacle is?
Well, today was the power lines. Everyone presents a different challenge. Some we've had to get out of backyards or over houses, which the residents were a little nervous about. But we always take every precaution we can to make sure everybody's safe and everything gets done smooth and properly.
What is the hardest part of doing this job?
It's planning your work before we get to work, and doing all the math is very important in the plans.
To avoid the power lines.
To avoid the power lines and any other obstructions.
That'll do it for this edition of FRC Media News. You can catch FRC Media News Thursdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. and online at our website, frcmedianews.org. We will leave you today with some of the sights and sounds of the final Mass at St. Anne's Church this past Sunday. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great week. We'll see you next Thursday.
Gathered together here this morning, filled with mixed feelings, sadness, gratitude, faith,